All right, so I'm responding to George. In your post, you actually mentioned a lot of different things, and one of the things you talked about was being able to walk out of the theater or being able to put down an article or an essay if it really isn't for you. That's a really interesting part of my experience these days, because like I find that people will be like, hey, let's go see this new whatever type of movie, and I'll find myself way choosier than I used to be because I'm actually much more aware now of how some of these things affect me. So I can't watch movies that have sexual violence in it. I can't watch movies that go into the mind of someone who is like a total mental deviant, someone who like, I think the best example that comes to mind is American Psycho. I can appreciate the art, I can appreciate the production value, I can appreciate so many things about the script, but ultimately it really makes me come out of the film and feeling dark. And so a lot of movies like that, if I see it going in that direction, or if it's one of those like downward spiral movies, I can't get down. So big ups to George for bringing that to my consciousness. And I also wanted to mention that I think there's something to be said for movies like WALL-E that you mentioned, Pixar, and that's one example of a movie that experienced a high degree of success, and it was a very it felt like a very conscious movie. It felt like a movie that was really trying to teach us all a lesson, experience something from, anything from love to really being conscious about how much we let our technology run us. So it seemed like that was one that had a lot of meat in it, but somehow was able to have commercial success. That is something that, I really want to kind of draw attention to, because that's one concrete example. But what other examples do y'all know of movies like that, or movies that aren't necessarily directed to kids or adults, specifically, but that manage to offer some degree of, pondering about knowledge or reality that is actually very widely accepted? So, George, big ups for that one. That comment was awesome.